My beloved child, listen carefully because what you are about to hear is not an ordinary story. It is a moment that almost happened, a promise that was almost spoken, and a future that stood only one heartbeat away. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There was someone who had already decided that the next chapter of life would begin with your name. Every detail had been imagined. Every word had been rehearsed. Every hope had been carefully protected. The ring was no longer just an idea. The courage had finally arrived. The fear of waiting had become smaller than the desire to tell you the truth. Everything pointed toward one unforgettable moment. Yet, just before that life-changing step could be taken, something unexpected appeared. It was not loud. It was not dramatic. It arrived quietly, like a whisper carried by the wind. One small discovery made every confident thought pause. One unexpected truth caused a heart that had been racing toward you to suddenly stand still. Don't skip, because the reason behind that pause is far greater than anyone imagined. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. For a long time, this person believed that love alone was enough. They believed that honesty would answer every question and that every closed door would eventually open. But the closer they came to making that lifelong promise, the more they realized that there was a missing piece they had never noticed before. It was hidden beneath ordinary conversations, silent moments, and memories that seemed unimportant at the time. Suddenly those forgotten details began connecting together like pieces of a puzzle. They replayed every conversation in their mind. They remembered words that once sounded simple but now carried a completely different meaning. Every smile, every goodbye, every unexpected silence suddenly seemed connected. Questions that had never existed before began filling their thoughts. Was everything truly as it seemed? Had an important truth remained hidden all along? Or was there something much bigger waiting to be revealed at exactly the right time? Don't skip. This is where everything changes. Most people think the biggest surprise comes with the proposal itself, but that is not the real turning point. The real turning point arrives when the heart discovers something it never expected to find. That discovery can either strengthen love or completely transform the direction of the journey. This person stood in that exact moment, holding hope in one hand and uncertainty in the other. Days passed, but peace refused to return. Every answer seemed to create another question. Every clue pointed toward something deeper. The more they searched, the more they realized that this story had started long before either of you noticed it. Invisible moments had been shaping this path without anyone realizing it. The proposal was never only about a ring. It was about understanding whether two lives were truly meant to move forward together. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. Imagine standing at the edge of the biggest decision of your life while feeling that one hidden truth has not yet been uncovered. That is exactly where this person found themselves. Their heart wanted to move forward immediately, but wisdom whispered that one more answer was still missing. That quiet whisper became impossible to ignore. Then came a single conversation that changed everything. It was not planned. It was not expected. One sentence revealed a perspective that had never been considered before. Suddenly the pieces began fitting together. The mystery was becoming clearer, but not in the way anyone expected. Instead of destroying hope, this discovery began revealing why every delay, every unanswered question, and every unexpected obstacle had happened exactly when it did. Don't skip. You may think you already know what they discovered, but the greatest surprises are often the ones nobody predicts. Sometimes the truth does not separate people. Sometimes it prepares them. Sometimes what feels like a delay is actually protection. Sometimes waiting reveals what rushing could never uncover. As the final pieces continued falling into place, this person realized they were standing closer than ever to an answer that could change everything forever. The proposal had paused, but the story had only just begun. And what they were about to learn next would completely redefine what love, timing, and destiny truly meant. A quiet moment can change an entire future, and that is exactly where this story takes its next turn. The proposal was no longer moving forward because one remarkable discovery refused to be ignored. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The silence around this person became louder than any conversation they had ever heard. Every ordinary detail suddenly carried extraordinary meaning. The closer they looked, the more they realized that every unexpected delay had been pointing toward one hidden truth that had remained invisible until now. At first, they believed it was only fear. They thought they were simply overthinking the biggest decision of their life. But deep inside, another feeling refused to disappear. It was the quiet certainty that an important piece of the story had not yet been revealed. They remembered small moments that once seemed unimportant, a brief hesitation before a smile, an unfinished sentence, a conversation that changed direction without explanation. None of those moments made sense before. Now they seemed connected like stars forming a picture that had always existed but had never been noticed. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. This is where everything begins to shift. Instead of preparing another romantic surprise, this person began searching for answers. Every memory became a clue. Every conversation became another page of a story that was finally opening. They were no longer asking whether love was real. They were asking why every path had led them to this exact moment before the proposal could happen. Then something unexpected happened. A forgotten message, hidden among old memories, appeared at exactly the right time. It was simple. It was respectful. Yet the meaning behind it was far greater than anyone expected. The words did not create fear. Instead, they revealed that many things had been misunderstood. What looked like distance had actually been patience. What felt like uncertainty had been careful timing. What appeared to be silence had been a season of preparation. Don't skip because the next discovery changes everything. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The more this person reflected, the more they understood that rushing would have hidden the truth forever. Waiting had become the greatest gift. Every delay had quietly protected something valuable. Every unanswered question had been leading toward clarity instead of confusion. For the first time, they stopped focusing on what they wanted to say during the proposal. Instead, they focused on what they still needed to understand. That single change transformed everything. Their heart became calmer. Their thoughts became clearer. The pressure disappeared because they realized that the strongest promises are built on complete understanding rather than hurried emotion. Then another unexpected conversation unfolded. It was short, but every sentence carried weight. Someone shared a perspective that had never been considered before. Suddenly, old events that once seemed random became perfectly connected. The missed opportunities, the unexpected changes, the delayed plans, none of them had been accidents. They had quietly shaped both hearts for a future that would be stronger than either of them had imagined. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Imagine standing only one step away from a life-changing decision while discovering that every obstacle had actually been preparing you for something better. That realization completely changed the meaning of the journey. The proposal was no longer just about expressing love. It had become a symbol of wisdom, patience, trust, and perfect timing. Yet one final mystery remained unanswered. There was still one detail that refused to fit into the picture. It was small enough to overlook but important enough to change everything. This person knew they could not ignore it. If they moved too quickly, they might miss the very truth that had been waiting for them all along. So they paused once more, choosing understanding over impatience. As the evening came to an end, they looked toward the future with a completely different heart. The proposal had not been cancelled. It had simply been postponed until every hidden answer stepped into the light. And what they were about to uncover next would reveal why this unexpected pause was the most important moment in the entire story. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Just when every answer seemed within reach, another hidden layer of the story quietly revealed itself. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The person who had almost asked the most important question of their life now understood that the greatest surprise was not the proposal itself, it was the truth waiting behind it. Every passing hour uncovered another clue, and each clue made one thing perfectly clear: nothing that had happened was meaningless. They returned to old memories, not to relive the past, but to understand it. Moments that once felt ordinary now carried extraordinary significance. A smile that lasted only a second. A conversation that ended sooner than expected. A promise that was never fully explained. These pieces had remained scattered for so long that no one imagined they belonged to the same story. But now they were coming together with remarkable clarity. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. This journey was becoming greater than anyone expected. The closer this person came to the truth, the more they realized that every delay had quietly protected something valuable. They had once believed that waiting was a setback, but now they saw it as preparation. The heart becomes stronger when it learns patience, and wisdom grows when every answer is earned instead of rushed. Then came the moment that changed everything. During a calm and unexpected conversation, someone revealed a detail that had remained hidden for a very long time. It was not dramatic, yet it carried enormous meaning. Suddenly, many unanswered questions disappeared. The confusion that had filled their hearts slowly gave way to understanding. What had seemed like distance was never a lack of care. What looked like hesitation was actually thoughtful consideration. Every misunderstanding had been quietly building toward this life-changing realization. Don't skip because the next part is even more important. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. For the first time in many days, peace began replacing uncertainty. Instead of fearing what might happen next, this person became grateful that the proposal had paused. If they had spoken too soon, they would never have understood the full picture. The delay had become one of the greatest gifts they had ever received. Still, one mystery remained. There was one final question that refused to leave their mind. Why had this truth appeared only now? Why not weeks earlier? Why not after the proposal? The answer arrived quietly. Sometimes life reveals important things only when the heart is ready to receive them. Earlier, this discovery might have been ignored. Now it had the power to transform everything. As the days continued, confidence slowly returned, but it was no longer built on excitement alone. It was built on understanding, patience, and trust. This person realized that a lifelong promise should never begin with unanswered questions. It should begin with clarity, honesty, and complete peace. That realization changed the entire meaning of the proposal. It was no longer simply about asking someone to share a future. It was about ensuring that future rested on the strongest possible foundation. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There was still one final step before everything could move forward. One conversation had not yet happened. One truth had not yet been spoken aloud. The closer that moment came, the more everyone could sense that something unforgettable was about to unfold. Every piece of the journey was finally finding its place, and every delay now seemed to have a purpose that no one could have predicted. The person looked at the ring once more, not with doubt, but with renewed confidence. They smiled, knowing that they were no longer chasing a perfect moment. Instead, they were waiting for the right one. And the right moment was now closer than ever before. The next chapter would reveal the final piece of the mystery. The discovery that would completely explain why the proposal stopped, why the truth waited until the last possible moment, and why this unexpected pause became the beginning of a far greater story. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The final pieces of the mystery were finally moving into place, and what happened next was something no one could have predicted. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The person who had almost asked the biggest question of their life stood quietly, holding both hope and wisdom. They no longer feared the delay. Instead, they understood that every unexpected pause had been leading them toward a truth that would make their future stronger than they had ever imagined. Then the conversation finally happened. There were no dramatic speeches. No raised voices. Just honesty, calmness, and the courage to speak openly. As each sentence unfolded, the hidden picture became crystal clear. The misunderstanding that had seemed so overwhelming was never about love. It was about timing. Important details had remained unsaid because everyone believed there would always be another opportunity. But now, those missing pieces were finally spoken aloud, and everything changed. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. In that unforgettable moment, this person realized they had almost made a lifelong promise without fully understanding the beautiful journey that had brought both hearts together. Instead of feeling disappointed, they felt grateful. The delay had protected something precious. It had given both hearts the chance to build trust that would last far beyond a single day. Every memory suddenly made sense. The unanswered messages. The unexpected changes in plans. The quiet moments that once felt confusing. None of them had been meaningless. They had quietly prepared both lives for this exact conversation. The proposal had not been stopped because the story was ending. It had paused because the story deserved a stronger beginning. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Imagine discovering that what looked like your greatest obstacle had actually become your greatest blessing. That realization changed everything. Fear disappeared. Doubt disappeared. Only clarity remained. The ring no longer represented uncertainty. It represented confidence, patience, understanding, and a future built on honesty. As the sun began to set, the heart that had once been filled with questions became completely peaceful. There was no longer any need to rush. The right moment had finally arrived because the right foundation had finally been built. Every delay had served its purpose. Every unanswered question had found its answer. Every hidden piece had completed the puzzle. And then came the quiet smile that said more than words ever could. The person looked forward, knowing that this proposal would no longer be based on assumptions. It would be based on complete understanding. That single realization transformed an ordinary moment into one that would be remembered forever. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The greatest revelation was never the hidden information itself. The greatest revelation was learning that true commitment grows stronger when it is guided by patience, wisdom, and trust instead of haste. That unexpected discovery became the very reason the future now looked brighter than ever before. If this story kept you wondering what would happen next until this very moment, you already know how powerful patience can be. If this journey reminded you that the best moments are often worth waiting for, remember this feeling every time life asks you to slow down. And if this story stayed with you from beginning to end, let others experience the same unforgettable journey by sharing it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe so you never miss the next remarkable story. The proposal that almost happened became far more meaningful because of what was discovered first. Sometimes the greatest gift is not receiving an answer quickly. Sometimes the greatest gift is receiving the right answer at the perfect time. That was the true reason everything happened exactly as it did, and it became the beginning of a future far greater than either heart had ever imagined. When the moment finally arrived, it was nothing like anyone had imagined. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The person who had once stood frozen by uncertainty now stood with complete confidence. The truth they had uncovered had changed everything, not because it erased every challenge, but because it revealed what truly mattered. The proposal was no longer driven by excitement alone. It was now supported by understanding, patience, and a heart that had learned the value of waiting for the right moment. For a brief second, the world seemed completely still. Every memory returned at once. The unexpected delays. The unanswered questions. The quiet evenings filled with uncertainty. The hope that almost faded. Looking back, every one of those moments had been preparing this single day. Nothing had been wasted. Every step had carried a purpose that could only be understood in hindsight. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. This is the part that changes the meaning of the entire journey. The greatest discovery was never a hidden message or an unexpected conversation. The greatest discovery was realizing that real commitment begins when two hearts fully understand each other. A promise made without complete trust can feel incomplete, but a promise built on honesty becomes unshakable. The person slowly opened the small box they had been carrying for so long. This time there was no hesitation. There was no fear of making the wrong decision. Every doubt had already been answered. Every missing piece had found its place. Instead of asking, "What if this is too soon?" they quietly smiled and thought, "Now is exactly the right time." The answer that followed was not just heard, it was felt. It carried relief, gratitude, joy, and peace all at once. In that unforgettable moment, the long season of waiting finally revealed its purpose. The proposal had almost happened too early, but because it waited, it became stronger than anyone could have imagined. The delay did not weaken the story. It transformed it into something unforgettable. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Think about this for a moment. How many times do people believe a delay means something is falling apart, when in reality it is quietly coming together? Sometimes the greatest breakthroughs happen after the longest pauses. Sometimes the answers arrive only when the heart is finally ready to receive them. That was the hidden lesson behind every unexpected turn in this journey. As they looked toward the future, they understood something they would never forget. Love is not measured by how quickly a promise is made. It is measured by the strength of the foundation beneath that promise. Every conversation, every lesson, every unexpected pause had quietly built that foundation. Now it could support a future filled with confidence instead of uncertainty. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. If you have followed this story from the beginning, you now know that what first appeared to be the biggest obstacle became the greatest blessing. The proposal was delayed for a reason. The truth was revealed for a reason. Every unexpected moment served a purpose that could only be seen when the entire journey was complete. The story ends with a reminder that many people spend years searching for. The right moment is not always the earliest moment. The right answer is not always the fastest answer. But when patience, honesty, and understanding finally come together, they create something that lasts far beyond one unforgettable day. And that is why this proposal became far more meaningful than anyone ever expected. The biggest surprise was never that the proposal almost happened. The biggest surprise was discovering that waiting transformed an ordinary promise into an extraordinary beginning that neither of them would ever forget.